This is a poem that I wrote about my family. Portraits on the wall of those who went before have made me what I am. Carers, lovers and the loved, the scholar and the artist, homemaker and the educator, the carer of the land and those that serve the nation, adventurers and dreamers and those that lived the faith. Each one has passed to me a trace of who they were. My grandmother always painted. She was the second wife of my grandfather, and he gave her a paint box of oil paints, and they really have a distinctive smell about them, oil paints, because some of them were very old and cracked and broken. And she wrote her name in the paint box, Alice E. Forster. My grandmother gave me her box of paints, and I thought, well, I've got to do something with this. I got hold of a Christmas card, and I painted it for her and gave it to her, and she had it hanging on her wall in the nursing home where she lived until her death. When I first started work, I worked in David Jones retail. I was asked to do designing of the tags that go on their garments, dresses, socks, shoes, handbags, and they needed these little tags, so I just did the design for them. A most unusual thing happened to me when I was in Fiji. They're required to have a gift from the Fiji government to His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, that's Prince Charles, when he visited the country. So I was asked to do the drawings. Prince Charles has got a pair of cufflinks made out of Vaticola gold from my design. I do pen and wash paintings. A person asks me to do a picture of their house, their grandma's house, or something that means something to them. Very often the house has been pulled down or burnt or something like that, and they'll bring me this little photograph. There was a lady who rang me up from Innisfail, and she wanted me to do a painting of her family home, and it was just a plain little fibro house. I received a phone call the day after Christmas, and I picked up the phone and she said, "Oh, this is so-and-so from Innisfail. I've just opened up the painting that you did for me." And I said, "Oh yes," expecting a brickbat, of course. But she took a deep breath and she said, "I have been crying all day since I received that painting." She said, "You put absolutely everything in it. All the flowers you put in the windows were just right. The colour was just fine. It was absolutely just as I remember it, and I will treasure it always."